Hey guys, back with another Epoch video. I am having a lot of fun in last Epoch discovering all the cool skill synergy and making builds. And this time I wanted to play shapeshifter. So I went with primalist, but I have seen bear form way too many times in other games, so I wanted something different and I went with this Spriggan form, not sure how to pronounce that, which is a spellcaster tree, like a literal tree.
I'm Groot.
And in this video I want to talk about my experience playing it, druid skills, skill synergy and some weird balance. Because some skills feels like 100 times better than the other skills. And also if you want a really OP druid build, I will also briefly talk about that. But you know I prefer to experiment with off-meta things. So I just had to try a build around something that didn't do much damage, but at least it looked cool. By the way, you don't have to be druid to be able to shapeshift. You just need to allocate enough points into Druid tree to unlock shapeshifting forms. So, Spriggan form is a spellcaster tree that gets different abilities when you transform. And you also cannot regenerate mana while in this form. So you transform back once you run out of mana. The Q ability is Root Wall, which is like a decoy totem. Then W ability you have Summon Vines, which are small vines that come out from the ground and attack enemies with melee. Then on E you got Healing Totem, which I think I have never even used or maybe like used twice. And on right click you got Vale Blast, which is physical spell beam. When you specialize into this form you unlock passive tree and each branch focuses on one of the skills from this tree form. Top right side is focusing on Vale Blast spell. And every 5 casts I summon Vale Spirit minions, those bright orbs around my character. I can also get them on kill and I am also getting up to 35% chance for those Vale Spirits to cast Vale Blast when I cast a Vale Blast. So that is what you are seeing, those Spirit Fire beams at enemies, and in addition they also cast Vale Blast with me. And it looks really cool seeing all those beams. However, I encountered couple issues. First thing is that pretty much everything is physical damage in this form, but those spirits are lightning damage. But they are minions that can be killed with AoE and their damage is really bad. And they only hit one target, just like my Vale Blast. Oh, and sometimes they just decide to not attack enemies at all, even if I'm right next to enemies. I have tried spellcasting damage, then minion damage, then both, and their damage was always around 120 per hit, gained like 20 levels, and they are still doing the same damage. Also, they only last for 15 seconds, and every 5th cast I summon new Vale Spirit and also gain up to 400% more damage for the next Vale Blast. So I tried getting lots of cast speed to be able to summon more spirits faster, but in the end I just could not make them do good damage, and essentially I was just killing all enemies one by one with my own Vale Blast, which feels terrible for the clear speed when there are a bunch of tough enemies. Another issue, sort of, or maybe a question. If you focus all on spell damage, then your Vale Spirits will do very little amount of damage. And then they will only be there to proc more Vale Blast with you. But I'm not sure if the Vale Blast that they cast is scaled as minion damage or as your damage. Now, if you scale minion damage, then your spells will do bad damage, and let's not forget that you have to transform back and recover mana and wait 30 seconds, so you still need to be able to clear enemies in normal form, either with our minions or with our spells, but spells mostly cost mana, so you don't want to waste mana in normal form. Well, you may think that I made a bad build, so I want to show a comparison of final boss fight in chapter 9, spoilers ahead. I forgot to record it during this fight, so this is lower quality from stream. This whole chapter 9 enemies seem to be harder than in the first Monolith fight. I was told that many players go level up in Monolith and then come back to this chapter later, but I'm a softcore, so I don't care. So you see this damage, I managed to get a lot of Veiled Spirits, but the damage wasn't that good. And it's rather clunky getting them. I have to basically stand still and just keep spamming the spell, which is not really possible when the boss is trying to kill you. I get one Vale Spirit every 5 casts of Vale Blast, and I had 15% chance to summon Veiled Spirit when I cast a spell. Then I changed no items, no passives, only it is specialized from Vale Blast into Summon Vines, which is on my W. By default those vines are melee minions that do poison damage, but with last node I turned them into spell projectile minions. I didn't level up that skill enough and look what happens to this boss. I summon multiple vines per cast and they last for 12 seconds, so I can summon a lot of them and the ramp up damage is pretty crazy. Now the crazy thing is that my weapon only had spell damage, and spell damage does not scale minion damage. Unless I'm wrong, but I did a quick test and it doesn't. That weapon was used for Vale Blast, which is a spell and scales well with spell damage. So I did way more damage with bad items and I'm free to move around, and it is a lot smoother summoning those vines. It plays more like a totem build, but imagine you summon 5 totems per cast and you don't have a limit on those totems, just their 12-second duration. I did have quite a bit of cast speed. Maybe there are some bugs with those veiled spirits, but they don't seem to be very well balanced. I have tried this vine spec before and I could immediately tell it's rather OP, so I didn't want to play it, and I don't want to play with Vale Blast anymore because it just has too many issues. So I'm going to try to rework this build into proc build. Primalist and Druid has a lot of procs, mostly when getting hit, and those procs are spells. I need to change pretty much all of my items now, so in the next couple of days I will try this weird proc build idea. If it doesn't work, I will make a new build, and if it does work well enough, I will make another video about it. So if you're not subscribed, consider doing that.
Do it!
I will be making a couple more Last Epoch videos until next Path of Exile League launch. And if you are considering buying Last Epoch, consider doing that through my Nexus store. They do not have regional prices, so in some cases it may actually be cheaper for you to buy it through Nexus store than through Steam. And I get a small cut, so it also supports me.
Just do it!
Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.